Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to APPF1. This week we are at Texas in the United States of America for Tier 3, Season 19, and this is round 7 of 10. So we are approaching the sharp end of the season. This week I have Kevin with me in the commentary box. How are we feeling today, Kevin?
Very well. Thank you. Great to be back once again. Yeah,
Yeah,
should be
it's
in for a fairly good evening here.
yeah, it's good to have you back in the comms box with me. Uh, always helpful if my controller is on. There we go. Excuse me, a few technical difficulties whilst I get everything set up on the screen. Yes, so I'll tell you what, whilst everybody is on their outlaps, Kevin, would you mind running us through the championship standings?
Yep. So after Monaco last week, Drogon leads now in the Drivers' Championship. He's further 8 points ahead of NM Exchange, then followed by Runes, Robsu, Tier completing the top five. We have Joe B, Lufus, Avenir, Josh the Guy, Nemo, MS, Ralphie, Stanley. Current champion LB down in 14th. Not what he would have wanted or expected this season. TH Academy behind him in 15th, but Bacon Bear, Manflow, um, Shaggy, Primeval, Alada, iLegends, Callmate, Oh Hell Yeah, and Pat completing the Drivers' Championship. And as for how it stands in the Constructors, Kicksaber took the lead last week over Mercedes. They are in front by 13 points. Mercedes in second. Ferrari tied on points with Red Bull, so they're third and fourth. McLaren then fifth. Aston Martin, Alpine, Williams, Haas, and RB round out the Constructors' Championships.
Well, it is nice to have somebody in the box who can read all that out for me now each week, because that is a very tiring job to do it. Ben, you did very well on your first attempts. You've even done it in time for Robsu, who is our first driver across the line to set a fastest lap. So I'll do my best to talk us through this flying lap by Robsu if he can keep it within the track limits. Track limits will be very tough this week, especially around this circuit. Sector 1 is going to claim many victims, as we will see throughout the week, and I'm sure tonight as well. So Robsu is in Sector 2. Pick your braking point roughly around 70 meters for this hairpin left here, and clip the apex nicely. Then it's all about not kicking up the rears too much as we head down the longest straight on this circuit, down the back straight. Thankfully, the sunshine isn't too bad in this qualifying session. It looks a little bit overcast, I must say. Maybe rain could be a threat in this qualifying session, potentially, as Robsu sets a 1 minute 3.1 going over that sector 2 line. He is in the last sector. Still has half a tank of, half of a battery of his ERS, should I say, as coming round this long right-hander, never-ending now, blind apex into the penultimate corner. Keep the car as far right as possible to maximise your race or lap time into the last corner and to the line. Very nice for Rob, so it's 1 minute 34.3.
Yes, the two Mercedes boys and Drogon are flying behind him, though. Runes across the line, puts a big gap between himself and Robsu. And I think his teammate and Drogon doing very well too. There's rain. Rain is coming down.
Oh,
you were right. Drogon had to back out there. That's going to be really bad for him. That means he'll probably be the last to cross the line now in the dry.
Very interesting. Yes, if there is rain already, then pretty much whoever gets their laps in now is likely to be pole.
Yeah.
So this week we welcome. This week we welcome F1 Addict to the Tier 3 grid. He kindly commentated on Tier 1 for us on Friday around Monaco, and he has decided to jump behind the wheel for tonight and make his APP debut. And already you can see through Sector 1 it's very slidey. as we ride on board with the Haas. He's really struggling with the car, so I'm expecting this session. Oh, he's invalidated. He's just taken too much curb on the inside there. And yes, I would say we've probably seen the fastest times already. So potentially a premature end to this qualifying session. But there is always one person who is going to run around on intermediates, and I will put my money on that being LB.
This is absolute disaster for Drogon. His first lap was very, very fast, but just went off track in the last sector, and now he's absolutely nowhere on his second lap. The championship leader is having a shocker here. This is not going to end up well for him. But through the final corner, we'll see what he can still bring to the table. Possibly, it's very slightly. Gets on the battery last corner. It's only 9th.
Yes, 9th for Drogon, well out of position there. Hello to Bacon Bear in the chat. We've missed you racing in Tier 3 the last couple of weeks. Hope you're back soon, as it's always nice to have you on the grid. So definitely Runes will be the happiest driver on track at the moment. Joey B in second position will be equally happy to be on the front row. I know he'll be delighted with that lap time, especially as I believe he's transitioned onto the wheel for this week. So that is a very good lap for Joey B. Avenir is in third position. So it's Mercedes 1 and 3 on the grid at the moment. Red Bull also having a Red Bull only being repped by So yes, I had something in the way on my screen. So Josh the guy, yeah. So Red Bull having a fairly solid qualifying session at the moment. As Ferrari, James Gardner in 4th as well, but his teammate LB Racing is currently on a lap, and this is it's intermediate conditions. You can just see the little droplets on the track. That's usually my go-to telltale sign that is intermediate conditions. So yes, LB, is he even going to finish this lap, or is he just going to abort and come into the pits?
Well, if he finishes the lap, it'll mean he'll be guaranteed to keep P11. So he does need to finish this lap because Addict and MS are not going to beat him.
Yes, as he crosses the line with a 1 minute 42. As F1 Addict is going to be the first driver to throw on intermediates. And you know what? That's probably beatable for LB's time. DRS has been disabled by race control. So that is an insight to what is to come for the rest of this session, I would imagine. I can't see it drying up in the next 10 minutes.
Yes, F1 Addict probably has a chance to beat, and we've got LB breaking some rules.
Oh, is he straight lining?
Yeah.
Oh dear, LB, don't go doing that. You're lucky I didn't catch you on stream there. I missed it, so he's a lucky boy. But
F1 Addict, I'd keep an eye on him just to see if the inters may be quicker. But he is only on his out lap now, so by the time he comes around again, the track will probably be a lot slower. We'll see if he can still get in a time quicker.
If you can ride on board with Rob Sue, he's given us some very impressive drifting skills. He's the Finnish driver. Definitely part of his F1 super license training here. He's done very well around Sector 3, I must say. I admire it an awful lot from Rob Sue. And look at that, styling it into the pits.
Beautiful drift.
Beautiful drift into the pits. And let me just quickly check this out with my party audio.
LB's also giving us a bit of a show.
Yes, LB will be giving us a bit of a show. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he's coming into the pits. Boring. Yeah. Boring entry. Robsu gets a pit entry of the week for sure with that. We'll ride on board with F1 Addict and see how he gets on.
Tier is also coming out on a set of softs.
Oh, Tier on a set of softs as well. That's very brave. As a few drivers in the chat saying they're very happy to get a lap in. And yes, Robsu did earn his Finnish citizenship there. Absolutely, you can tell he's done that on a driving test. As I would love to have a go on they have like one of those like spin sort of tests, don't they, on their driving tests over there?
I'm I don't know about that kind of stuff, but F1 Addict is on track right now, starting his lap. It'll be
Kevin,
interesting
not
to
in the
see
mood for social small talk, I see tonight, as we'll ride on board with F1 Addict.
we have cars on track on the intermediates.
we do. So the next 7.5 minutes we'll be seeing. But this is also a good insight, is if they're on track on intermediates in the moment, surely this points towards rain in the main event.
Yes, possibly if people are coming out to possibly practice, that could mean Rob's got a spin. If people are coming out to practice, that could point towards rain in the main event. But F1 Addict, I don't think he's going to beat LB Racing's time here, but we'll see what he does through the last sector. LB did start to slide a lot.
Yes, it'll be very interesting. Runes has opted to retire from pole position. I think a bit like Kevin Magnussen at Brazil a few years ago, just sat in his pit box, quite happy to celebrate pole position nice and early. And even Josh the guy is following suit. So I can imagine a few of the drivers, a few of them have just had enough. And yes, F1 Addict is going to... No, he's going to be a few seconds off LB. Yeah, unfortunate for F1 Addict, but he does get a time on the board. It's a 1 minute 47.6, and MS is on an out lap as well, and he will complete the drivers to set a lap. As we can see, everybody is now retiring. So
I was just checking. That's a retirement on track. Oh no. I was just checking there to see if there was talk in the Discord about maybe all of them agreeing to retire and move on to the race, but there hasn't been any, so
yeah, it's
maybe after MS gets his lap in.
Yeah, I think that's probably will be the case. MS will set a lap and then hopefully retire, and maybe we'll have a premature end to the qualifying session. We can get the race underway as it's a great camera angle, this broadcaster angle through sector 1 there for MS there. That looks very nice, as just a bit wide on the apex there in the Aston Martin, but he's kept it within the white lines, as he will look to try and better F1 Addict's time in the P12 at the very least. LB is on track in, on the intermediates. Perhaps LB thinking he can potentially gain a place or two here. So maybe qualify, not come into the premature end that we are potentially looking at here. As I did have an early shout for LB to be the one, keep us waiting till the end of the session.
He certainly did. Yeah, MS is definitely not doing the sector times that he needs in order to beat the guys in front of him, but maybe a great third section story. I will say it has been a very clean lap, very, very tidy for MS in the Aston Martin, so we'll see. Maybe a good last sector, and he might have something to fight for here.
Yeah, I don't think MS is going to do enough to topple F1 Addict. I think he's going to set a time and just be dead last. And he is dead last. As
not too far away, but he's still not close enough, and LB is 4.5 seconds down as expected. So if he peels into the pit lane, and maybe Robsu as well, we might see an ends to qualify. No, we don't. LB is choosing to put us under more pain for 3.5 more minutes.
Yeah, I know LB watches the streams while he races as well, so he's definitely listening to us, Kevin.
Hello, LB.
And, yeah, he's definitely sat there with a big grin on his face. Give us a little weave if you are listening, LB. And yes, and we will duly oblige. He's weaving. Yeah, he's making us wait till the end. LB.
Come on, LB. Come into the pit lane.
He won't.
You're definitely not going to improve this time.
He won't. He will do this knowing that he has got the whole of Tier 3 screaming at him to retire. He is going to stay out till the very end And yes, I will get my little voodoo doll of LB and stick a few pins in it before I go to bed tonight. And hopefully he has a very uncomfortable day tomorrow. We get Lawrence bashing on the podcast, and I know LB is definitely open to a bit of bashing on the tier 3 commentary by me. So
Yes.
let's do a bit of LB bashing for the next 2.5 minutes. We'll ignore the
What a
fact that
show
Rob
from
Suit.
the Kick Sauber. Wow. He's doing some beautiful drifting right now.
Yes, Rob Sue is doing some drifting. Yeah, he's showing off is the Finnish driver.
There we go. Oh, he's overcooked it.
I'll have to give that one a 4 out of 10. It would have been nice if he had have kept the speed and managed to keep it facing in the right direction. As LB still on track. Is only Patty sat in the pits at the moment, hasn't retired, but hasn't come out, so that's fair enough. Rob Sue still showing off, and LB definitely going to the checkered flag now. As let's hope he's a few seconds slower on this lap. Otherwise, well, potentially this could be his last lap. Otherwise, we're going to be sat here for another 3 minutes at the very least. 3.5 minutes watching LB just run around in the wet.
In fact, we will be sat for a bit longer because Robsu's only getting to the line now. So if Robsu could pit now, that would be lovely. But he's still doing his drifting.
This will almost definitely be Robsu's last lap, though, as he crosses the line. But LB is on course. If he does cross the line quick enough, he can actually get another lap in after this. Yeah, this is LB giving tier 3 the middle finger. He's going to lose his drivers championship title after this season, and you know what,
in style.
Fully deserved as well. Driving like this in tier 3 just completely unacceptable. F1 addict in the chat saying LB don't do it, but he's gonna do it. He will do it. LB is just
overdoing it now. Rob, no, you're ruining the drift.
Rob Sue getting a bit of practice in, as LB has 30 seconds to make it to the line, and he's going to comfortably do it, I think, to give us another lap of this Texas circuit. So unless he makes a horrendous mistake, he's got 15 seconds. Yeah, he's going to make another lap. Is LB? Oh, is he going to slow down? No, he's timing it, so he goes over the line. Yeah, and knowing LB, he's probably going to give us some donuts or something as well. And we'll ride on stream with him. Why not? Rob Sue is actually, let's just quickly Rob Sue is obviously invalidated. 30 seconds down. He's just having a good old.
He's doing some serious drifting here.
Yeah.
Give us a rear lock. That's not up to par there through that corner.
The chat is calling for a race ban on LB racing, and yes, fully agreed.
I would agree as well. This is definitely race ban worthy.
LB will surely. I haven't said anything yet, but I'm wanting my dinner after this stream as well, and he's only delaying it, and I'm getting hungrier and hungrier, and I'm going to get angrier and angrier as the stream goes on. So if this carries on, LB will be getting the hangry Lawrence by the end of it. Yeah, strip him of his tier 3 titles. Absolutely, didn't deserve him in the first place. Did the Ferrari driver?
LB bashing stream here.
Yeah, this is Yeehaw. Well, seeing as just you made us wait this long, LB, you've got to give us a donut by the end of the lap.
Yeah, third sector gotta give us some donuts. He's attempting to drift through there, but I can't say he's doing as well.
He's giving us a donut as well. Hope it disqualifies him. And then he'll fall to the back of the grid. No, he's going to carry on. Is he going to come into the pits? No, he's going to see the finish line. Thank you very much, LB. And there we go. So a very long, painful qualifying session there, aided by the Ferrari driver of LB Racing. As I'll quickly run us through the qualifying order. So Ruins has qualified pole with a 1 minute 33.178. Joey B joins him on the front row. And then in third position, we've got Avenir. Fourth is James Gardner. Fifth is Tia. Sixth is Robsu. Seventh is Josh Tagai. Patty, our debutant, in eighth position as well. Drogon in ninth. Nemo in 10th. LB Racing in 11th. F1 Addicts down in 12th. And MS rounds off the grid 13th. Lucky for some or unlucky for some, that is our 13 drivers for tonight. So, Kevin, can't really gauge too much from that qualifying session, but do you have any sort of pre-race predictions for tonight?
Well, I think it's going to rain at some point in the race, so I'm going to put Robsu for the win. And my crazy prediction, well, maybe not so crazy. LB gets a time penalty and crashes on the same lap.
Okay, well, I'll do my best to remember that crazy prediction. Yes, if it definitely rains, I'm in full agreement that Robsu will be the driver to watch. But if it stays,
last week.
If it stays dry, I think we're going to have a bit of a potential shootout. Wow, I think Runes could potentially run off with this race. I know Joe on the wheel will just be looking to finish strongly. He had a very strong race on the wheel yesterday in another league, which was very impressive to see. So, yes, Joe is having a very good start to his wheel racing career in Formula Run. I can't talk Formula Run, Formula One.
Yes, be interesting to see, as this track is hard to break the TRS and it's so powerful, but here we go.
Yes, we have 5 red lights and we are underway for Texas. It's a good start for Joey B. It's actually had a very good start. We've got yellow flags, not too sure what that is for, but Joey B leads the way into the first corner as there's a few cars running wide at the back there, but everybody seems to be through pretty much unharmed. Let's quickly get position change on. F1 Addict has had a great start. He's up 7 positions.
Up to 5th place.
What a start. What a first corner that was for F1 Addict. I really want to see that start after this race. A superb effort from the Haas driver here, and he's already on the back of Avenir, looking to give him food for thought into the hairpin here. Can he get the switchback on? F1 Addict is the driver making things happen. He is up 8 positions on this opening lap, and there is no major sort of incidents. He has just had a fantastic start. Has the Haas driver. Superb stuff on his debut. We love to see it, as he is settled down into 4th position, and the cars ahead, Runes and James Gardner, are side by side, so he is not going to lose DRS to them, as they still carry on squabbling. Going into sector 3. Yes, James has worked his way up to 2nd position and now is on the trail of Joey B ahead.
Yeah, very interesting first lap. F1 Addict, what a seriously good start that is. Great start to his APP career.
That is one of the best.
Leading, though.
That is one of the best opening laps I think we'll see in a very long time in APP. I can't wait to see the replay of that from his POV.
Action of the week right there.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a winner surely already on lap 1. Yes, Robsu still in 7th, and not too many winners or losers. Josh Tagai and Patty are probably the biggest losers. Avenir and Runes probably starting from pole and being in P3 and being harassed by the Haas car of F1 Addicts behind him, and Runes does not have DRS as it looks like. Let's get the tyres up and just see what's happening.
Gardner's got a run here, I think. He's in the DRS of Joe B, and this might be already the Ferrari finding himself in P1. I don't think Joe's going to fight this too much at all.
Yes. They're side by side
along the outside, but he's going to get through nice and cleanly there.
Very respectful
lead for the Ferrari.
very respectful by Joe there. And F1 Addict is on the soft tyres as he overtakes Runes, who is on the hard tyres. So F1 Addict's pace has been found out early on, being on the red soft tyres as he looks to try and catch up to Joey B ahead. Be interesting to see what his tactics will be around here. And interesting to see what tyre wear is like as well, as I will get a little insight to Tier 2 as well, whether it'll be a 1 or 2 stop race. F1 Addicts also setting the fastest lap of the race early doors as well, as some big hitters, Josh the Guy and LB Racing, really struggling at the back, as we do have a bit of a potential DRS train beginning to form. If Runes can just close up the gap, then he will. This will be a nice, healthy 8-car train. But as it stands, it's going to be who can keep the car within track limits. Tier will almost certainly be the first driver to break that.
Yeah, at this stage, the hard tyre looks like quite a handful, as Rune's dropping back on the hard, and the two guys at the back on the hards who I would expect to be up the front are really finding it hard with pace. So Runes has actually dropped out of the DRS, and F1 Addict is getting away from him. Maybe there might be a tactical swap from the Mercedes boys at some point in this next couple of laps.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see if Mercedes do make the call on their. I'm sure they're probably sat in the party together, make the call to do the swap. But the further Runes goes on these hard tyres in this position, the better his race will come. It looks like a very hot, sunny day in Texas, so the hard tyres will start kicking in very soon, as F1 Addict is looking at the back of that Red Bull rear wing now, as he will want to get ahead of Joey B, and perhaps an overtaking opportunity going into turn 1 beginning to unfold here for the Hash driver, as he is looking to work his way further up the order and gain another position from a very impressive start. Drogon and Robsu, that looks like a swap. Yeah, that was a swap. The way Robsu moved out of Drogon's way there. Drogon is a man on the mission. He has a point to prove and a tier 3 title to win, and he is going the right way about it.
Certainly is. He leads championship by only 8 points, so it is quite. This is quite a crucial race for him to keep himself there. And there's the time penalty.
How much do I win? How much do I win?
Only took 4 laps for Tier to get his weekly time penalty, but as we we move on here, the hard tyre seems to be coming back into pace a little bit. Runes is finding some pace right now.
Yes, Runes is finding the pace here, as he is looking to turn on these hard tyres.
I'm trying to fix my mic audio for Denko. Apparently I'm a little bit low.
Yeah, I have turned you up. I'm just going to go back and just turn you down slightly. I've noticed you've turned yourself up, just so you don't blow my eardrums out. It's fine, but I can hear you. I can hear you a lot better. So give us a thumbs up in the YouTube chat if you can hear Kevin more clearly as well. Daka says I'll win 50p for that prediction, and you owe me 50p, Daka. I will hold you to that.
James Gardner has cleared off.
Yes, James Gardner has cleared off on these medium tyres, as he's definitely blows hot and cold in these in tier 3. Some races he turns up and he's like this, but he has no ERS whatsoever. Joey B just making sure he keeps it within the track limits here. F1 Addict has been unable to overtake Joey B in the Red Bull ahead of him, as now Runes is definitely turned on these hard tyres, as I'd imagine those soft tyres are probably already past their shelf life on the Haas in front. So will Runes look to get the overtake complete, coming down this back straight here, opens the DRS. Also, F1 Addict does have the aid of DRS as well, but who dares break latest into this hairpin? A little
contact. That could have been very bad.
A little bit of contact there. That looked a little bit What does Martin Brundle say? Is it a day late, a dollar short, or something?
Yep.
Yeah, just maybe that defensive move there from F1 Addict was slightly late there.
Very late, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just nothing, no harm done. I think. I think that's just maybe just.
What's a spin?
Oh, we have got a spin.
Here, he has had maybe a half spin there. He's gone wide in pit lane. F1 Addict off those soft tires.
F1 Addict into the pits. Yes, he is coming off those soft tyres. I'll keep an eye on the timing screen to our left to see what tyres he puts on. But that unleashes the two Mercedes onto the back of the Red Bull of Joey B. And now the gap is 3.5 seconds out front to James Gardner. So these are... I believe you are much better. There has been a few thumbs up in the chat. Yeah, Denko has said you're all good for your volume.
Good.
As yes, Runes will be looking to dispatch this Red Bull because the Ferrari out front is running away with this Grand Prix as it stands.
Yeah.
And as much as I would love a James Gardner win here, surely these two Mercedes are going to try and claw back this deficit to the lead ahead. But Joey B just managing his race nicely here, as he is just doing enough to keep the Mercedes car at bay behind at the moment. Perhaps those medium tyres just still got a few extra laps of life left in them, as Joey B just negotiating sector 3 nicely at the moment.
Yeah, I think if Runes can get by Joey B this lap 7, I think then by the end of the medium tyre stint, he may be able to catch up to James Gardner. His pace does seem strong, and we saw that in qualifying, of course. So I would not count out the Mercedes driver just yet, but it's crucial that he passes JB as soon as possible.
Yes, Runes is struggling to match JB's straight line speed at the moment. Keeping on Drogon, he's caught up to the back of this Mercedes train. Almost. He is just over about 8 tenths behind Avenir at the moment, as probably Dirty Air is just hurting that Kicksalver through Sector 1. But Sector 1 is where you can gain so much time on this track with the cars ahead, especially on the fresh tyres, as F1 Addict did come into the pits for the medium tyres, as he is down in 12th position at the moment, but will benefit from those fresh tyres. Patty, the second driver at the back of the grid, to pick up a track limits penalty.
Here comes Runes.
Runes is looking for
inside.
A very
move.
a very good and clean move there from Runes on the Red Bull of Joey B 93. So now it'll be over to Avenir, but Avenir has dropped back a little bit, and perhaps he's beginning to struggle with these tyres. So definitely the hard tyres are the tyres to be on at this stage in the Grand Prix.
Yes. Yep. I just saw Robsu getting by Tier, I think, or maybe Tier was having a go at Robsu, but those two seem to be fairly close on pace. But Tier again going very, very, very quite wide, and he's almost had a spin there on the exit 2. Tier is having trouble through the third sector today. But hard tyre is definitely better. Rune's already gaining plenty of time on James Gardner, and I think it'll be maybe 3 or 4 laps until Runes is right up with James.
Yes, so F1 Addict sets the fastest lap of the race of 1 minute 37.052, and I would anticipate James Gardner will stay out for as long as he can until Runes is sniffing around the DRS. I'm sure that's when he'll opt to box, as Drogon picks up a 3-second track limit penalty in 5th position at the moment. So that is not what he needs in his bid to fight through the grid. We have yellow flags. That is Nemo, I believe, having a spin. Yes, in the Williams. Those medium tyres, I'm sure, have probably screamed enough, and that is I'm sure a slam dunk, as also Patty at the back is in the barrier and lives another day. There we go.
Yeah,
anything like that, I'm sure, there's yellow flags for like one car, but if there's two cars, the game can easily automatically throw a safety car out on track or a
Certainly
VSC.
can.
And
which can throw a big spanner for the likes of F1 Addict, who's got Tier and MS getting very close, making some contact there.
Yes, as Tier and MS out, in 7th and 8th at the moment, squabbling over the lower points positions, but Tier decides to come into the pits, and Joey B is in the pits as well in the Red Bull, as Tier clatters into the speed limit marker board for good measure as well.
So hard tires. I'll be interested. I think that's probably a medium strategy. I would.
Yeah, potentially. It could be. I think. If I know Joey B, I think it will be a medium hard race for him. But Runes is really pressing down the hammer on James Gardner ahead. And I'm sure we could probably see James Gardner. Oh, there's Patty at the back having another excursion. They're in the pits. And yes, this is to box for fresh tyres. Thankfully, they're not retiring, which is good to see. As yes, Runes now has cut the gap to 1.7 seconds. You can see in the corners just how much faster this Mercedes is on the hard tyres, and I'd say probably the hard tyres is the tyre to be on with these blistering sunny conditions as well. As James Gardner, I fully expect to jump into the pits. Hello, Thomas, in the chat.
Well, watch Drogon here is absolutely flying up to the back of Avenir, who's dropped off loads compared to his teammate now, but Drogon certainly feels like he needs to come back from his early incidents, and Avenir actually into the pit lane, so that clears the road for Drogon to now use his pace, see what he has, but Runes is flying up to the back of James Gardner as expected.
Yes, Runes is 1.4 seconds behind, and Drogon is up to third, although that was aided by the pit stop of Avenir ahead, as Tier picks up another track limits penalty. I'm sure that probably won't even be the last one we see for him today, as yes, Drogon not closing up as much. He is still closing the gap to James Gardner, actually, so James Gardner probably isn't going to have it all his own way today, as now Runes is comfortably within DRS of the Ferrari driver heading down the back straight.
Yes, he certainly is, but I'll be very interested to see how far ahead F1 Addict ends up in front of these two, because he's been putting in some very fast laps, but he is coming up to some traffic, although they should be coming into the pit soon. But F1 Addict will be a fair bit ahead of James and Runes.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how far F1 Addict can drag these medium tyres, and I would say potentially looking for a hard stint to finish the race. So yes, F1 Addict is motoring along quite nicely here in the Haas car, as we do have a change for the lead, as actually James Gardner does duck into the pits. That is why. So Runes inherits the lead of this race on lap 11 of 28. He does have to pit, as I'm sure Runes will be looking to dispatch the one stop around here if he carries on like this.
Yes, for sure. We have a few people in pit lane now. This will tell us some of the story. And F1 Addict clearing off in front of James Gardner. Now is absolutely push time for Runes as well, who he will need to press onwards now, because he needs to try and not fall too far behind these guys. F1 Addict in a lovely clean air, 5 seconds ahead of the what is now net second place.
LB Racing is having a very quiet and solid race in the Ferrari. He is all over the back of Robsu in second position, and I can only imagine there is going to be an overtake aided by DRS down this back straight here for the Ferrari driver. He's in his slipstream, engages his ERS and DRS, and just sweeps by the Kick Sauber very nicely indeed, and LB Racing is 11.7 seconds off the lead, but is looking very handy if he can stretch this hard stint in this Ferrari at the moment. So it's a good opening stint from LB Racing. He's doing what he needs to do.
Yes, he is. Certainly is. It's been good since he started towards the back of the grid. And Drogon as well is actually doing pretty well here. He's only about 3.5-4 seconds off the net race lead and has recovered fairly well and is now on a hard tire, maybe trying to get an undercut on the likes of Robsu, the likes of Runes ahead of him.
Absolutely. Robsu jumps into the pits and F1 Addict inherits P3 thanks to that pit stop. And I've got the chat just popping up on my left-hand side of the screen, so I can't see the timing screen just yet. Joey B is in 5th, and that looks like a very ambitious lunge there from Drogon on Josh the Guy. But you know what? He's done it. He is up to P6.
Yeah. I've got Drogon in 6th now. Yeah, but like, I'm still very interested to see what Drogon does in this. I don't think he's out of this just yet. He's a very quick driver. He's leading the championship, and I still see him getting right back up to the sharp end before the end of this one. F1 Alex has to pit again. Maybe someone like Drogon might stretch for a one stop. That could be how he throws himself into it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, it's definitely not out of the realms of possibility for Drogon here to do the one stop. He is catching up to Joey B nicely. As yes, it'll be interesting to see a few one stops as we have had a change for second position. F1 Addict has got past LB Racing in the Ferrari, so F1 Addict definitely making the most of these medium tyres for now, as I'm sure they've probably got another 4 laps or so before they start beginning to hurt on the Haas car there. But it's a very good debut race so far for F1 Addict.
Yeah, it is very, very strong. He's still in the fight for this victory, as LB though might be. LB's pace isn't too bad, but I don't see him sticking with him. But F1 Addict will be after Runes now, and he will be feeling like he can definitely get the win here if seeing his pace, but he has to pit again. It's the question of if the guys who pitted to hard tires are doing the 2-stop or the 1 at this stage.
Robsu and MS side by side. They was just going into sector 1, but MS comes top of that battle. Oh, yes, that looks like he just got the apex of those corners a little bit wrong there, and just upset Robsu's flow through sector 1, as Robsu will be very keen to get past MS here. But MS is on par with Robsu at the moment, on track, as he is on 2-lap-old hard tyres, and looks like he's pulled off the undercut on Robsu as it stands in the Kicksauber.
Yep. That was a bit dodgy. We've got side by side with Avenir and Josh the Guy. Looks like Avenir's through nicely though. On the fresher tyres, and Josh the Guy has nothing to fight there with at all. LB's actually stuck with F1 Addict, so that's good for him if he can get dragged along in the DRS. He can go long, make a one-stop work possibly. There's not much else going on in the field right now. Drogon is catching up to Joe B, and maybe this lap kind of a move. He's got lots of battery, but a similar amount to Joe B. Actually, everyone seems fairly decent at battery management so far today. As had a little look around the outside, maybe if he can get a cut back down into sector 1, but through the high speed with the dirty air, he may drop back a slight bit, but there's definitely a chance for him. Obviously, he has that 6 seconds of time penalties looming over him at this stage, so that won't be helping him at all either. But his pace seems good compared to Joe B. Joe B, I must say, doing very well for his first, I believe it's maybe his second race ever on wheel.
Yeah, he did race yesterday on the wheel, and I believe today he is on the wheel as well. I could be corrected, but I'm quite sure he was practicing for to be on the wheel, and he does have good pace. I must say, from when I've been with him when he's been on the wheel. So He is looking very handy at the moment as Drogon looks to get this overtake executed, and Drogon works his way up to P5 on the hard tyres as he just keeps the car within the track limits. And yes, Drogon now has a bit of clear air in front of him to show us his true pace.
Yes, as two Ferrari boys getting very close now. And something else to note, the gap between F1 Addict and Runes has stayed relatively the same over this past 1 or 2 laps. Into the pit lane actually comes F1 Addicts.
Okay, yes, F1 Addict. His only option really was a 2-stop after starting on the softs. Yeah. As now, I'm sure he will throw on a set of the hard tyres. Yes. So if he can nurse these tyres to the end here, he is going to look very handy, will F1 Addict, as he comes out of the pits, and he is down in 9th position at the end of the pit straight. So he has just got to keep it nice and tidy. And yes, everyone else ahead of him at the moment, but he will have the fresher tyres, which will pay off towards the end of the race.
Yes, so as we know, James Gardner's in a very good position right now, and James Gardner at the moment is fighting for the Drivers' Championship. LB is not, so we could see LB stay out a bit longer, and Drogon, who is currently net P2 in this race, if LB stays out a little longer, he could do a good job for his teammate here. I do know he's probably hearing this, so that might be a small little hint to him, but Drogon catching him very, very quickly at this stage, and will have the opportunity to chase after James Gardner towards the end of this race.
Yes, so 6 seconds for Drogon, as you touched on a moment ago, but he's only going to lose 1 position as it stands, will Drogon, and that will be to Joey B in 5th behind him. They have enough of a gap to Avenir, yes. So it's not a complete disaster for Drogon if this race ends as it is now. But there are obviously a few other penalties further down the grid as well. So thankfully he has a nice cushion to work on. And I'd say Drogon does have the raw speed to eliminate the threat from behind if he carries on, as now he works towards LB Racing.
Yes, I can see on their steering wheels, Drogon hasn't got a whole lot of battery, whereas LB has got pretty much a full pack. So he is very much expecting the charge from Drogon, and has got battery to defend from him, possibly. But the pace from Drogon is blistering right now, and he's dropping Joe B as well on the start of this lap.
Yes, Joe B maybe just got himself into DRS there. I'll see it as round 1.1, as we will see if Joey B did get DRS on. Quite confident I'm going to see the rear wing flip open. It does. So yes, Joey B does get DRS and stays in touch with Drogon, as now Drogon is closing up to LB Racing. LB Racing is probably going to nurse these hard tyres for the next 2 laps. I would anticipate LB to box at the end of lap 18 and then do 10 laps on the mediums to the end. That seems pretty fair.
Yeah, as Drogon's into the DRS range now of LB, this is going to be very interesting. LB has got a full pack of battery at his disposal, and Drogon is going to be right up to the back of him as well. As Joe B's still here, he can maybe pick up the pieces if anything happens. Look at the defensive lines from LB. That's 2 weaves, can't do any more. Up to turn 1, this could get very spicy on lap 17 here.
Yeah, LB just definitely, that was a signal to Drogon, is I'm prepared for you. You come battle me at your own risk. So Drogon will have received that message, and through sector 1, maybe looking for a very unorthodox overtaking position here. You can see how much fresher these hard tyres are, and Joey B is on the back of Drogon as well, as Drogon looks for a move potentially into the hairpin here. This could get very tasty.
LB's playing the games.
Yes, LB is playing games, but I think Drogon did get the DRS. So
oh no, LB has not played that one correctly at all.
No, he hasn't. And Joey B not interested in getting involved with that scrap ahead. As LB going for a lunge. Wow, he's done.
Wow.
He did what Max Verstappen did to Lando Norris a couple of seasons ago. I think he even did it to Max Verstappen as well. As Joey B inherits that mistake, he is up to P4. So great overtake there for Joey B, courtesy of LB just being a bit too desperate under braking, and now Joe will hopefully look to clear the Ferrari, and perhaps we can see the Ferrari jump into the pits. He is opting to stay out for another lap. Rune's still yet to box. LB picking up 3 seconds for his worries as well. Rune's getting 3 seconds as well. This race is far from over.
Yes, as I said, Joby was just there to pick up the pieces. He's gone very deep in turn one.
James Gardner.
Oh, there's a yellow flag up there. Is that one of the leading cars?
That is Patty, I think. I think Patty's.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're just
moved away.
Yeah, I think they had a moment just at the end of Sector 1 as well. So, yes, the time penalties have reigned in on this lap, as now there is only 3 drivers to my mass, unless Josh, I don't think he does actually, 4 drivers without track limits penalties here, and that could be key, as Joey B is still on the back of Drogon here, so Joey B is definitely the thorn in Drogon's side at the moment. LB Racing has fallen out of contention here, but does have to make his mandatory pit stop.
F1 Addict is finding his way back through the field here. He's getting very close to the back of the McLaren. Maybe going to go for a move, a little bit of contact on the straight, but he gets down the inside nicely of Tyr. Now he'll be after Avenir, and then LB, who will probably have come into the pits by then, unless he's planning to do something very extreme, which I won't put that past him, but we will see.
Yeah, so Runes has stayed out again on 18 laps on these hard tyres, and so has LB
pit lane.
Oh, he's in the pits. Okay.
Pit lane for LB, yeah.
Yeah, so LB is in the pits. So F1 Addict is on the chase here to get P5. I think P5 will probably be his result for the end of the day. LB Racing is on the medium tyres, as we predicted, as F1 Addict looks for a move into turn 1 and gets the move done.
There's a bit of wing gone off the Mercedes.
Yes, there was a wing damage for Avenir. He will not be too happy about that, as yes, Runes is going to pit in a moment, Thomas. I can't see him going any further than lap 19 on these hard tyres. So yes, we can see that Avenir is really hurting with this front wing damage now, and Tyr having a look. Drogon's made his mandatory mistake as well. He is he normally does this, has a moment during the race, and Joey B up to 3rd position in the Red Bull, looking ever so handy now. So yes,
Tyr's gone past Avenir.
Yes, Tyr has worked his way past Avenir, and Avenir missing that front left end plate, as that's really going to hurt that Mercedes around this track here. Will Avenir box and repair that damage, or will he carry on to the end, as Runes is in the pits?
Yes, something I've also noticed, Tyr has also got front wing damage, end plate damage as well, so similar to Avenir, so they'll be on a bit of a level playing field, but Avenir's is probably on the worst side, as Robsy sweeps through and Avenir comes into the pit lane. Yes. Yeah,
Avenir having enough of that front wing damage. Did Drogon get any damage from that little excursion? No, he didn't. His front wing is still intact, so he will be, at least that's a bonus for him, but he has invited the field behind him within that 6-second gap. Let's just quickly get the gap to the leader. So Drogon does have 6 seconds, and as that stands, it's going to demote him all the way down to 7th, I believe, if I can see that correctly. Just about.
Yes, as Josh the Guy coming out of the pit lane in Avenir, it's pretty close, but Josh the Guy just keeps it So something to keep an eye on is Runes has came out in a lovely gap in P2, and now he'll be chasing after James Gardner, as Runes obviously started the season very well, but has dropped off a little bit in recent weeks.
I think we're about to see how powerful the fresh medium tyres are going to be compared to the wearing hard tyres of James Gardner out front. We're going to have a potential showdown for the lead here, and Joey B is just within range or within touch, but he's just minding his own business in P3 here. He's just got to bring the car home, and I'm fairly confident it will be a podium finish for Joey B, which will be a very positive result for him. So yes, the gap
will be.
The gap is evaporating up front.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, I would say, I don't think James Gardner will have much to fight with, and he's quite low on battery as well, and I don't think he will have time to charge that, so Rune should just ease up to the back of him over these last 8 laps or so, as Joe B, I think, is sitting fairly comfortable in third now. Some gaps just starting to appear throughout the field, and I think they're starting to settle down into the final stint where it's all about attrition and tyre wear, really.
Yeah, so it's all about who can manage their tyres the best. And now Runes will be pushing these medium tyres to their absolute limit, praying that they don't start wearing out as he gets within touching distance of James Gardner, as he sets a purple second sector. I think we're about to see a fastest lap on the board here from Runes. Who does have fastest lap actually at the moment? It is F1 Addict in the Haas. So I'd imagine Runes is about to snatch that point away from F1 Addict as he crosses the line. And the gap is now hovering at 6 seconds. As Kevin has said, his controller has died. So yes, Runes does get the fastest lap with a 1 minute 35.9, as that is only just a tenth faster than F1 Addict's time. So that is very impressive from F1 Addict, as he set that fastest lap much earlier in the race. As yes, now we do have a driver in the pits, and that is Tier in the pits in the McLaren. He is going to throw on the medium tyres. Oh no, soft tyres. Okay, fastest lap attempt for Tier, and a front wing change as well for the McLaren. He is going to come out ahead of Josh and Avenir. And it's a long pit lane here. Well, it feels like it's long anyway. It isn't, but it certainly is when you're sat in the cockpit. And yes, he does come out ahead of Josh and Avenir on the soft tyres. We will get we'll lose the tyres now. We know what everybody's kind of running. We'll get the penalties on screen, as this is now going to shape how this race finishes around here. F1 Addict is on for a very impressive P4 as it stands. So, welcome back, Kevin.
Thank you.
I did ask you a question, just fell silent, and then I saw your message pop up. So all is well. I will let you just quickly take the mic while I have a quick drink.
Of course, LB is, I suppose, trying to fight his way back through, and he's now right up on MS. LB, what's he got in terms of time penalties? Actually, he's doing decently. Okay, he'll definitely get MS, but he's going to be, I suspect, quite aggressive, like we have already seen this afternoon. So up to turn 1, he's going to take the outside, maybe, as MS defends the inside, maybe a switchback for LB. That is beautiful in turn 1. Nothing wrong with that from LB. That is a move for action of the week, if I've ever seen one, as he now chases after Robsu. Sitting really nice right now. Joe B really going for this. A very clean, good drive from him for only a second race on wheel. It's very impressive as well.
Absolutely, as LB is the driver on the move at the moment. He is catching up to the back of Robsu. They do have a lapped car, and Robsu will be aided by DRS. He is. So LB will not be too impressed to see that rear wing open on the Sauber ahead. We'll also keep an eye on the gap for the lead. It has come down quite a bit as Runes is still pushing those medium tyres, or driving the life out of them pretty much. As he comes around the last corner and crosses the line, and the gap is 3.3 seconds on this lap. There is 5 racing laps to go here around Texas, so do these medium tyres have 5 laps left in them to challenge James Gardner for the win?
Yeah, I think for his sake, I think they will. It seems like he has the pace anyway to keep catching him. Was there a little mistake from Joe B somewhere, I think? I'm not sure. But yeah, things calming down again. LB, though, is right with Robsu.
Joe B's tyres are quite old, I think. His tyres are 15 laps old now, so he's just getting to the end as F1 Addict picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that comes to Drogon's aid here, as that does keep him...
Oh, I thought I had a mistake. I just had lag.
Yes, so Drogon will be delighted to see that F1 Addict picks up a track limits penalty behind him, as that will now keep him in 4th position. And yes, the gap out front, Dakar has said, is stagnating a little bit. It isn't coming down as much as it was a few laps ago. And so, yes, maybe Runes...
Robsu and LB.
Robsu and LB. LB dispatches the kick Sauber and moves up to 6th position. And now he will be charged down F1 Addict ahead of him. There is only 2 drivers left on the field now without track limits penalties, and that is Joey B and Avenir. So very impressive by those 2 drivers. Tier leads the way with 15 seconds as we saw them sweep around that long right-hander, and in the background we saw James Gardner and Runes go around turn 1. So nobody is in danger of... there's only one car who's been lapped around here. That is Patty, unfortunately. As will be very interesting. I will ask you, Kevin, if you could just quickly have a look at track limit warnings for James Gardner and Runes to see...
Yes.
To see what the state of play is with that, with a few laps to go.
James Gardner is... Okay, he's doing okay, but it looks... He's only on 4 warnings, James Gardner, and Runes is... He's on 5, so 1 more for Runes and he has himself a penalty. So he will need to be very careful, but the gap has definitely kept going down this lap.
Yes, as Runes, 1 more excursion off the track, he will get another 3 seconds. He will not want that, as that will almost certainly cost him the race win here. We are just starting lap 26 of 28 of this Texas Grand Prix. 3 racing laps left to go as James Gardner sticks to the right-hand side of the track, heading up the hill. This hill is very steep. Even in game, it doesn't do it any justice how tall it is when you see it in real life.
Something worth watching. We've got Drogon getting very close to Joe B here up to turn 1. He's going to go up the inside. Joe B won't fight this. He has a 6-second penalty. So through he goes up to P3 on track, but that will be P5.
Yeah, Joey B, knowing what he's got to do to keep P3 here, and he's not fighting Drogon too much for that position. But interesting to see if Joey B can not just lose too much time here, as I think he is really struggling on these worn hard tyres now. But he knows this is imperative to finish on the podium. He is within DRS, I think.
He'll be all right, yeah.
F1 Addicts has managed his medium tyres quite well, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
he is within snatching distance of Drogon. So Drogon could still find himself demoted 2 positions here.
Yeah, that's for sure, as Runes has again clawed down the gap this lap. But all the time, as Daka has said in chat, it's all really down the straight. On the back straight, he's probably quite a bit lower on the wings, and it's you can certainly tell as he's gaining a lot now towards the end of this lap. James, maybe his tires are just 16 laps old, maybe hitting the cliff a little bit.
Yes, those hard tires are beginning to hurt on that Ferrari. Yes, you can have a sneak peek as it's fairly equal on batteries. Rune's just probably a few more percent on the battery on the ERS management, as Runes will be looking not to push too hard, otherwise he will almost certainly throw this race away. He will not want that. So the gap still, the gap definitely James Gardner with F1 Addict.
No.
There
good
we go.
Joby.
That is good for Joby, and I think that just cements F1 Addict's P5 finish around here. So good for Joby and good for Drogon as well, as that will only demote into 4th as it stands. As Joey B still on the is lit up the rears there, has Drogon, so they are side by side, and Joey B does have the DRS to find himself back on the podium. Joey B, just for pride, will want to come home in 3rd position here, but for the last lap we will ride on board with Runes and James Gardner. It is under a second the gap now to the lead. James Gardner has fought valiantly to keep the lead of this race, but Runes is a man on a mission. He has looked unstoppable from the first stint, and now he is back for revenge. He wants his P1 back to take the race win here, and this is a final lap showdown.
Certainly is. James Gardner certainly a little bit bad for battery, but Runes is obviously climbing all over him. But through the first sector, James Gardner has been quicker in recent laps, and the dirty air will be playing a factor now. So it is playing a huge factor there. You can see how much less grip he has, but he will just have to stay probably within 7/10, and he's got a good chance. He's got a lot of ERS, and he will be getting closer and closer.
This is going to be a lunge, I think, from Runes. Let's get the camera ready and see how this shapes up at the end of the straight here. So now I'd imagine both of them are burning their ERS. James Gardner most definitely is. Runes
James is out.
Yeah, James is out, and James goes very defensive, and Runes looks around the outside at the end of the straight. James Gardner breaks very late and covers the racing line on the apex. He does very nicely. Runes is looking to swoop around the outside, side by side through sector 3 on this last lap, and there is a little bit of wheel banging and contact. Yes, but Runes has done enough to take the race win away from James Gardner. He will be absolutely gutted to lose the race on lap 28 of 28 in the last sector. It was a nice move from Runes around the outside. We do have yellow flags in the first sector, but Runes comes home to take the win of the Texas Grand Prix and ignite his championship bid. James Gardner comes home in second. Joey B with a very, very solid P3 here. And even F1 Addict, can he send a lunge up the inside of Drogon into the last corner? Oh. He does. Oh, can he get the drive to the line? He does. Does F1 Addict get P4? He does. Wow, F1 Addict, superb. He caught Drogon napping and stole P4.
Brilliant stuff. That is a stellar drive from the top two, it has to be said. Those two were a fair bit ahead of everyone else today. F1 Addict was in the shout earlier, but I get the feeling he may have chosen the wrong tyre allocation because he used 2 medium tyres, which did not help him at all.
I think F1 Addict has done the full circle of tyres. I think he started on softs, went on to mediums, and finished on the hards.
He did, actually, yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'm hearing in shot Drogon got a penalty last corner, which is what cost him P4. Oh my god.
Okay, yes. Yes, so very interesting. Drogon has been demoted a little bit more than we originally thought.
Well, he did leave the session after the checkered flag, which put him as a
That
DNF.
does
But
that
I
doesn't
believe
help.
he is 5th or 6th. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will do my best to get the order correctly then. As we see Runes on the top step of the podium, top step of the podium. As you can tell, it's very late. I am beginning to slur my words. I'm not drunk.
Yeah, it was quite an entertaining Grand Prix that was. It's good to see the Irish flag on the podium as well. As don't see it that often, unfortunately, in Tier 1 and Elite these days, but good to see it here in Tier 3.
Absolutely. So Runes takes the race win around Texas, finishing half a second ahead of James Gardner, who comes home in second painstakingly. But Runes has a clean sweep for this weekend, first in qualifying, first in the race. Second is James Gardner. Third is Joey B. Fourth is F1 Addict. Fifth, we're going to go with Drogon. And then sixth is LB Racing. Seventh is Robsu. Eighth is MFs. Ninth is Avenir. 10th is Josh the Guy. 11th is Nemo. 12th is Tier. And then 13th is Patty. We did not have a single retirement in that race, which is lovely to see from Tier 3.
Well done, Tier 3.
Yeah, superb. And Tier does get the fastest lap of the race with a 1:35.1. So well done, Tier, for claiming the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, that was a good, very good US Grand Prix, as it kind of always is at this track. It's a very, 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 very good track in my mind.
Yes, it's a very popular track. I enjoy racing at Texas as well. It always throws up a good surprise, as we have seen tonight. Surprises all around. Right, I'm just going to make sure RLT is saved for Ghost, so we can get the race stats up shortly. There we go. That is saved. Right, so this is our time to decide on a driver of the day. Ghost is in the chat, so sit tight, Ghost. You won't have to DM me asking who driver of the day is. Right, so there's a few shouts. Obviously,
there
Runes.
Certainly is.
Obviously, we'll start with Runes, pole and P1 in the race. A very good week for Runes. Joey B. No track limits and finds himself on the podium as well. Our newcomer F1 Addict, who commentated on Friday night for Tier 1, came home in a very solid P4, catching Drogon napping in the last corner. And yes, I think I've named my 3 shouts there. Do you have anyone who stands out?
I'm fairly set on Joey B. I think, given the circumstances, was he the only driver not to get a time penalty? I think.
I think him and Avenir.
Second day on wheel.
Yeah, I think him and Avenir were the only 2 drivers not to get a penalty, but Joey B in third on the coming home without a track limits penalty, and he was on very old hard tyres as well, and managed his race to perfection with a challenging Drogon behind him. So yes, Joey B, congratulations, you are Tier 3 driver of the day. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I think if F1 Addict would have snuck his way onto the podium, I would have given it to him. Also for that electric race start, I'd love to see the footage from that. That was superb. So Joey B seals driver of the day.
He does.
So yes, that is it for this week. We'll quickly just run through the APP schedule for the rest of the week. Keep an eye out for the podcast, which should drop tonight. Ghost, if you are in the stream, that is your warning and my only warning. I need something to listen to in the car on my drive to Swindon tomorrow. as I've got a very boring CPC course to do for my coach driving. So please do upload the podcast. And this time tomorrow, Tier 2 will take to the grid. Yes, so keep an eye on Tier 2. Ghost will upload his Twitch into the commentator stream on the Discord. Please do go check it out. And cheer on Tier 2, as Tier 2 is most definitely the place to be in APP. But Tier 1 will have something to say about that with the championship battle at the moment. Tier 1 is really living up to a good championship fight at the moment. So do check in on Tier 1. I think F1 Addict has said he's going to cover the rest of the season in the comms box for Tier 1, which we are eternally grateful for. So yes, keep an eye out for F1 Addict's stream when that goes live. I think he streams on Twitch, and if it gets so many views, he's agreed he'll upload the race to YouTube. So yes, everybody show F1 Addict some love on his Twitch and YouTube channel. And finally, Sunday in Elite, we will go for our last race around Texas with no assists, as there's no stream for Elite, but plenty of POVs flying around in the...
Mine.
Yes. Go watch Kevin. I believe there's Kevin, there's myself, there's Ghost, there's Jacko.
Yes.
I'm sure there's plenty of others who I haven't mentioned as well, but please do go give it a mention. Go check them out. I know Rick likes to hover around. Why no stream for Elite? It's just a Sunday night. We just never have it. Yeah, no one to stream it. I'm going to get some Sumo bashing in. He hasn't been in tonight. Sumo does D&D on a Sunday. I think he should stop that rubbish and come and stream Elite. And yes. Me and Ghost did actually stream Elite the other week around Saudi. We both retired. And yeah, so we both did a bonus Elite stream. But yeah, Thomas, if you know anyone who can stream, or you sit there and ask why no stream, why don't you stream it yourself?
Ooh. Shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired. Yeah, I know. We anyway, on that bombshell, that is time to end the Tier 3 stream for tonight. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me in the comms box. It's been a pleasure to commentate with you, and it is very handy to have you in the box with me. And so I think that is everything left to say. So thank you very much. I have been Lawrence.
I have been Kevin.
Yes, he's got it right this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Tier 3, and we will catch you next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.